What's up, everyone? Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Reckless Reviews with your boy M3 and a sophisticated jerk.
What's good? What's good?
Got the merch, guys. Man, how you doing, jerk?
Man, I'm doing all right, man.
Cool, man.
Had to go to sleep early, man. Doing too much running around. I told you, man. We was out on the lake kayaking. Then I had to hit that gym up, so I was burnt out yesterday. Nigga getting old out here.
Man, I feel you. Man, I did like a 4.5 hour walk. So my Latino girlfriend, man, she was going out of town. So my Latino coworker, stepped in for the weekend, and yeah, man, I wasn't expecting to be walking for that long, but let's just say, 24,000 steps later, and I was burnt out.
Yeah, y'all had that heat wave too out there?
No, it didn't really affect me too much because I was smart enough to kind of leave early. So I was like, hey, we got to get early in the morning, man. I'm a morning person anyway, so I was like, look, let's get up in the morning, man, and just head out before it starts getting hot. So we started around at 8:15.
Oh, okay.
All the way till almost 1 o'clock.
Oh, so you hit that heat a little bit towards 11 to 1. That's when that heat started kicking in.
Yeah, it was getting to that mark though, but
Hey, before we jump into that video though, let me ask 100. 100, man, who won that debate between you and what was his name, AOC? Let me know in the chat. I'm trying to find the actual video y'all was in, man, so I can watch that. I want to put my money on you, 100, but I gotta watch it first just to be sure. But hey, man, I think this is gonna be a good topic, man. Shout out to, this is I forgot my man's name now. Oh, Ask a Old Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the name of his channel, and he broke down about passport sisters taking L's about here, and why they can't be passport bros. So I thought it was a interesting dynamic to see the difference and stuff. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a pretty good topic, man.
In 1 second, that's great power comes with great responsibility. I'm gonna, nominate 100 Watts to be one of our standard moderators. So that way, if you ever want to send a link, you could definitely post it in the chat.
Yeah, I gotta check out the debate, man. 100. They said they was up there debating, so I gotta definitely check that out. But let me ask you real quick, why you think passport bros and passport sisters have two different experiences? And what I mean by that is it seems like passport bros have a good interaction over there versus passport women. Why do you think it is from your perspective?
Shoot, to be honest with you, jerk, I don't really have a clear answer, but I can give you my hypothesis.
There you go.
And I think that it just depends on the gender mindset and just kind of the culture out there. See, men, in my opinion, I assume that they go out there. Besides sexing off, I think they literally go out there, right, because they really try and get out of kind of the American mindset or American culture from the U.S. And they've been sold this dream that, hey, these women out there, because they have a different culture and a different mindset and family values, it makes black folks or men or whatever that becomes passport brothers feel safe. So I think we operate in a certain type of way and move in a certain type of direction. Besides going there because maybe most women think that you can't get no pussy out here in the States, so you go out there to try to get some. But I think for the women's aspect, the reason why they have a hard time is because they're doing this out of vindictive motives. So when you're going out there and your only purpose is to pretty much destroy and to sabotage, you're not gonna really get much out of it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it falls into the favor of American men.
So you say
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. So you saying they going over there for like kind of out of spite?
Right. Like okay, like watch this, like, okay, because men and women expect for different reasons. Yeah. Like we're going out there because we want to have a good time. They're going out there it's because one, they want to try to see what does like Maria and Veronica have out there that they don't have. Even though black people, sorry, I keep saying black men.
Racist bastard.
I mean, I don't care about the other race, though. I'm looking at us. But, yeah, right. But nah, I'm kidding you too. Somewhat. But what I'm saying is like men, right? Because like I lost my train of thought. Because like we've been telling them over and over that hey, this is what we want, this is what we need. But women in the U.S. are not giving us that type of cooperation. I guess that's why I hear that people complain about. It's why they could feel like they could get it overseas because they feel like it's easier. So women are in their feelings because they're already it's like a scarce source of like good men that's like kind of like leaving them and not reapproaching them, but they know they could get that feeling outside the U.S. That's why I think.
Hey man, drop the link so 100 could pull up if he got some time. He up here typing up dissertations in the chat and shit.
Yeah, he said men move, get better. Women move because they either tired of what they're dealing with or they can't find what they're looking for.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think what you were spitting. Damn, I wish King Dreams. We should have reached out to him because he definitely, he's familiar with a lot of the passport movement stuff. So shout out to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do agree with both of y'all, man. I definitely think it's the expectations, man. I think guys typically don't go. They don't have in their mind like women need to provide provision.
Mm-hmm.
So I think whenever we're going to a scenario, we understand that there's a level of like, we got to come there and there's some resources attached to it. Even if I'm 50-50, I'm just like, I still understand. Like, yeah. I can't be like, she ain't gonna pay like majority of the bills. There's gotta be some type of split. So I think when women go overseas, I don't think they understand, they still have in their mind, they still want to be provided for to a certain extent. And then you go to a lot of cultures, them guys are like, they ain't paying for luxury. So they might do the provision to like a basic level. Mm-hmm. But they're not all into the luxury shit. Cause I lived in a lot of countries, man, just based on the work I had to do. And the people are very simplistic. The accommodations that they live in, like a lot of women will consider that like broke, So I think when you go to a country like, United States, where we're all kind of used to like luxury, and then you go over there, people they're kind of blindsided because them guys are like, man, I ain't about to, man, I got some bad chicks in my own country. I'm not about to go and, get a woman from the outside that has these crazy expectations. I might as well just mess with some of the females. Like, at least they're more realistic. So they're more aligned with the like culture standards and, the finances and stuff.
Actually, Jerk, you actually like kind of like nailed it. You actually have a good point. And the reason why I'm saying this, because like, think about it like this. I won't be the one to say this. Let's just be honest, right? Most men, we all, like most of us will rather fly to Colombia, right? Maybe as opposed to any other like country or, state, whatever that we want to call it, right? But most of us fly to Colombia, Brazil, whatever that's in like the Latin areas are, right? And we gotta be honest with ourselves too. If I was like, okay, like a Latino man, right? And I'm for sure just like what we hear about like, these Latin countries, they hear the same about the US. So I think the reason why like women from the US has a worse experience than men is because like, yes, when you mentioned about the luxury things, all the material stuff, like, it's a woman's desire. But men, like, we look for like the tangible things, like what's your body shape looking like? You know what I mean? You know how you look, how you like kind of like dress yourself. And I think when foreigners, like or I guess we're the foreigners when we go to their country, when they hear about us, they already know what to expect. They already know you're not gonna really get a bang for your buck. They gonna already know like you're gonna get attitude. Um, Women are going to be a little bit more aggressive in the states as opposed to what we hear about the other countries. Well, their women being submissive, and then just flat out too, their women look better than us, than our women. Flat
Well,
out.
because I think I'm not gonna go as far as to be like they understand all the attitude. Because I think if it's a man see a bad chick, he's gonna go and try to talk regardless, and even say like you take a bad chick from the United States. I think where the difference is going to come in is to, and I remember we were talking to King Dreams a long time ago. He was just telling us like, hey man, to go out to dinner over there, it's like, he was like, man, you could spend like $3 and get a nice meal and stuff. He was like, it's very cheap. You know what I'm saying? So I think the women over there would be cool with like just going to a local little hole in the wall, like shop, get some food and chop it up, coffee and stuff. Cause like overseas, they're real big into coffee, where I think if you kind of came at a American woman and be like, hey man, let's go to this little hole in the, they'd be like, we eating here? Or, a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying the cultural difference where a lot of them guys are gonna be looking at that like, man, I'm not about to be out here and doing all this like extra stuff with my females that like are just as bad, are cool with that. So that's why I think they get blindsided, because it's just like people in them countries, they're cool with like living moderately and doing moderate cost type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where I think they're like, nigga, I ain't. We got these ones talk about they ain't going to Cheesecake Factory. Shit, you take a female in a third world country, she's looking at that shit like that's like 5-star.
Yeah, but see that's what I was talking about. Like,
oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, like once you kind of like experience like I'll just say the mannerism, like the way how like they address themselves, like to like the men out there, eventually it's already going to be like a turnoff.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I wish I could find this video, because this would have been perfect for it, because it's usually like a short, but I can't remember like the woman's name, and she's like a Latina American, but she goes out to like Mexico and she shows like the differences like between like, okay, the prices out there in Mexico versus the price out in the US, and stuff that she purchases or whatever, right? It's like super cheap, where it be like concerts, food items, cab services. If I could find it somewhere in my time,
yeah, we'll definitely do a breakdown on that, because I like those type of videos. I be watching a lot of it, man. So, but no, I just wanted to get your take on that. No, I think you laid it out pretty good, man. I think even 100, he said you had to sit in the chat. Shout out to him. He had a good point. I like his breakdown that he was typing in there. But yeah, we'll jump in the video, man, because a lady, I think Asking Old Man was breaking down. She was out there struggling, and she was an attractive female. So I thought it was a good dynamic to see.
All right, for sure. Let's go ahead and react to it. All right, so shout outs to Axel Old Man. I ain't gonna lie, he kind of look like a little Bill Cosby-ish, whatever.
He said,
but
I like him, but he's pretty balanced, man. Very seemed like he got his stuff together. So yeah, shout out to him, man. I like his channel. I like his content.
All right, cool, man. All right, let's go ahead, man, and play this all in fair use. And also too, I gotta make sure that I do post a banner up there. So please be advised that what we discuss and what we react to is not political, clinical, financial, medical, nor legal advice. This is for information and entertainment purposes only. And also too, please be advised that the opinions of the panelists, the guests, the chat, and what we hear in the video are not necessarily the viewpoints of knowledge and relationships. So I just want to make sure I put that out there before everyone start crying, because you guys take everything so seriously. Get a life. Anyways, let's go ahead and we're going to play the video.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Today, I want to talk about passport sis or passport sisters. Is there such a thing? Well, listen, a lot of men have become passport bros, and a lot of you have actually reached out to me to ask me if Dubai would be worth it. How are the women over there? And I would tell you, hands down, hell no. Dubai is not a place for you to come to find women, because Dubai is suffering from the same problem that most of the world is suffering from. And a lot of the women who actually come here are looking for opportunities. They're looking for that rich sheik. They're looking for better opportunities to move up. You are running from that shit in the West, so why would you come here to be right in the thick of it? It's not a good idea. A lot of women over here are suffering trying to find a man. But I want to highlight one particular sister. Her name is Latrifa.
Hold on, hit pause real quick.
And she moved.
I like how he just straight got to the point. You're like, hey, man, hell no to Dubai. So,
And man, yeah, because I heard like Dubai is becoming the Atlanta of like Middle East and shit, like or Miami and stuff. So I heard, man. I know we fixate on, and rightfully so. It's like, man, on American stuff. Mm-hmm. But I heard like the gold diggerism in Dubai is on like, it's on some crazy high expectation type stuff. Like, so I know Stan was talking about, he got some videos. We're gonna do a breakdown on it. But yeah, I heard they make American women look like shit up in Dubai. All those like women that come from foreign countries and shit too.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, there's a lot of money in that Dubai, man. So it's a money hub. But they said the stuff that be going on down there for, like, handbags and shit. So, yeah, I'm glad he was like, nah, this ain't the spot. This don't do it. But it just shows, like, it is going a little global now. Like, how a lot of places are getting corrupted. Because I know a lot of times, we paint pictures. We put a lot of places on pedestals. But it's like, man, this stuff is starting to come a little bit on their doorsteps too, the entitlement and the crazy expectations.
Yeah, because like, unfortunately, like, and I'm just gonna be honest with you, like, simps are everywhere. And Facts. You have providers that just letting these foreign women know that, hey, look, I come from the US. I know that, you probably don't really get that luxury treatment in your own country. So let me show you what, quote unquote, a real United States man is supposed to do. Now we're corrupting their mindset, just like how we corrupted the women in the U.S. with that entitlement type of aspect, to the point that pretty soon, man, like those, like, countries like Colombia and Brazil, like, Americans, like, favorite country to like really go to. They're gonna be like the US pretty soon, because now they're gonna feel like, man, I'm gonna get like this broke bum who's not even gonna treat me right and is gonna expect me to like be like a house slave when I can find somebody from the US that I can finesse to.
Let me ask you what, before we get back into the video, man. What do you think, man? United States has the largest collection of simps. Do you think United States is the biggest simps on the planet?
Oh, absolutely. Damn. I mean, we created simpology, simpetry. Matter of fact, I hope that Yellow comes up here, man, because I think this will be.
What's good, Yellow? What's good, Conrad?
and salute, Conrad. Hopefully, you could come up too as well. But Conrad also agrees. Shouts from Canada. He said no, France. Okay, Yellow, you gotta expound on that one, man.
Yellow, for real, France is like that. Shit. Mm-hmm. So, Conrad, we got Toronto beat out, or Canada. I mean, we got Canada beat out. Yeah, I would say United States, man. But I would like to hear what Yella says about France, because
yeah.
But all right, we jump back in the video. I just wanted to ask you that.
But he said definitely it did not come from Jamaica. Shout out to Jamaica.
Shout out to Conrad. Conrad, like, let me separate myself for all that fuckery shit.
Right.
Conrad turned Jamaican on y'all quick.
Right.
Start hitting y'all with the lingo.
So, as soon as you start saying that word that starts with B, the bummacock or whatever, that's when you know he's going in.
Hey, he started going off on Friday. Yeah. Conrad had the whole. I was like, Conrad, man. When I start hearing people talk like that when I was back in New York, I dipped out. That means shots was gonna ring.
Right. Oh, we got Jay Takashi, and you know Jay Takashi. I'm for sure he has experience.
Oh, yeah, Jay, he well traveled, man. Pull up, Jay.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, let's get back to the video though.
He says we can't afford to be sincere. Yeah. Let's go ahead and continue.
Moved to Panama, and I found it intriguing because she's expressing how it is to be single and older and a passport cis in Panama. So that's what we're going to get into. I'm going to play a bit of her video.
Hey, hit pause real quick. I want to get Yella's take on that real quick, though.
Yeah, definitely. What's up, Yella?
So, Yella, man, you was good, player. But you said France is outdoing United States?
Man, they've always been the atypical simp type. They always romancing. Like, you think Paris is known as the city of love and romance and all that? Yeah, bro,
okay.
That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. You think
that's a good point.
You feel that way. You know what I'm saying? When you almost feel French. You know what I'm saying? Parlez-vous français? You know what I'm saying? Touch my wee wee. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you. Okay.
All right. That's a solid point because they are like that's the hub of, like you say, romanticism and shit. So yeah, I'll give you that. But damn it, we are close second though in United States.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I think they got a lot to do with our laws too.
Oh, you said the laws kind of push it that way.
Yeah, how we kind of police men and how they act. Yeah, we kind of gotta be that way as to make sure we don't get into no shit.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So preventative simping is a thing too. You know what I'm saying?
My man said preventative simping. You said that's saving lives out here and shit. Keeping brothers out
right, man. Keeping the brother his job one pass at a time. You know what I'm saying? Keeping him in society one pass at a time. Yes, sir.
But you do make a good, strong point in that part, the preventative simping. We gotta make sure we remember that, man. But because the thing is, like, if you're like in a space like where you're kind of like well known or successful, the last thing you want to do is piss off a woman. I hate to kind of say in that type of term, but the moment you piss off a woman, your career is over. Because the way how things are set up, you get penalized, man, for like just speaking your opinion, or I won't say flexing, but a certain, like, a sense of masculinity. So, hey,
man, I was watching that interview with Andrew Tate. And that one chick, we did a like breakdown of her, the one that slept with like 1,000 dudes in a day.
Mm-hmm.
But he was breaking down like, because he got all these like crazy charges and stuff coming at him. But he was just like, some of the females he messed with is like, as soon as he wanted to like cut him off and like, nah, I ain't buying this for you. That's when they like ramped up and kind of started like throwing a lot of like, he did this. So in a way, man, it's like that prevention shit is serious, man. And I guess that's the new gameplay, like, because he was like breaking it down. And I was like, damn, I didn't think about it like that. So it's like when you start telling like a certain type of women no, I guess they that spitefulness just puts them in that ring where they're like throwing them allegations out there. So
yeah,
definitely something to that.
Yeah. They act like no is some type of like death sentence. And it's funny because they act like it don't know what it means, although they say it all the time. Yeah. Like a lot of women lead with no, but can't accept no, and that's crazy as hell.
Yeah, that's funny. I never think about that dynamic. They just don't like hearing it, huh?
Right,
they're saying it.
Right, because typically the person who's saying no has a certain level of power or control, even in that moment. The person saying no has a level of power, has a level of control. Now, are you used to hearing no? How do you handle no? They typically don't handle no really well because ain't too many aspects of life they gonna get a no from.
That's true, man.
Yeah, no facts.
I will
What's
say
good,
this.
Jay? Oh, go ahead, Dimitri.
It's Kashi. I will say this though, right? I'll make it short. Man, if you ever get into like a relationship with a woman and you realize that you made like a really fatal mistake, like in that relationship aspect, you want to just get rid of the chick as soon as possible. Don't be like the type of person that initiates the breakup. That's the worst thing to ever do. Unfortunately, you have to kind of go the passive aggressive route where you get her to break up with you. Hey, don't let that chick be like a 8, 9, 10. When you break up with her, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna be catching a lot of hell.
I would just say, man, you better not ignore red flags, and you better, like I always stress out, man, you better get somebody that actually like you, man, that ain't there for like monetary reasons. Because it's like, man, if you do that, then typically when y'all break up, man, it'd be more or less amicable. Like, so yeah, I think that's the dynamic. If they're there for the money and you cut off the resources, then I see what I'm seeing now. That's when they're spiteful. When you cut off that spigot of money and shit. Because like I got a friend right now. He's going through a breakup. As soon as he like cut it off, oh man, she was fuming and stuff. But he ignored the red flags and shit. So I mean, I think that's a big portion of people. I'm not gonna say all, because they're the ones that the chameleons and shit. But I think that's slimmer than none though. But what's good, Jay, man? Let me toss a question at you, because we started off like talking about why passport sisters versus passport bros have, passport bros seem to be doing better than passport, I'll say, females that go overseas trying to find love. Why do you think that dynamic is? Why are the females struggling?
Because they're only after monetary gain, which is only one thing. Like, really, men with resources, particularly, they don't really care for the man. And particularly what it comes down is, well, it's a quote pro quo. He has resources, so I'll go with this dude. Don't really care to really love him all that much. And if he screws me over, I'll just take his shit. And what I realized on the guys' end, most of my passport bro dudes that I do know, I'm talking about the actual educated brothers who actually do care about finding love and about being together with somebody. They managed to find, I'll say this, 7 out of 10 of them managed to find women that actually like them for them first. And then they're more surprised about how much money he makes later on, but they don't go with it. But their main objective is to see if they can actually care about the person. They generally do care. They care to know about you, your life, what you're doing. Things that are close to what you value is what they value. And then after that, that's when then you take that little journey to get to know each other, which is probably about like 6. I say 6 months, but normally a year. And then you'll know if you want to marry that. Then you'll know if you want to marry that woman. And that's what kind of tends to happen. Both of my military brothers that I know of, and what I mean by that, these are the cats I went to high school with. They managed to, so they went to the army and everything, and then they were able to they got posted in Japan particularly, and that whole place intrigued them. So here's what they did. They came back to the States when they started up their years. One of them became a real estate agent, and the other one became a teacher over there. And I tell you, the woman they met at that time, you would have thought they were diamonds in the rough, because they managed to marry them within a 3-year period. And the things they kept telling me was like, yo, Jay, bro, I never would have saw myself being married, but goddamn, bro, like I'm married to this wonderful lady. She, like I said, she loves me for me. She, like I said, I speak the same language she speaks. She comes from a well-respected family. Her dad is in her life. Main thing, which is the biggest green flag. Her dad is in her life, and her family, like I said, her family's together, and her family likes me. That's really what you need. Really, those are the signs that you need to know. That's how my brothers. Listen, if their family generally likes you and you're respectful and you doing all this, bro, you pretty much got a good one. As long as the father's in the picture, I do say that. Like you need all those green flags to go off, because that's one worth marrying. And also, I want to say something. Back when our parents were married, you kind of had to like figure stuff out if there was an issue. You do know that, right? There was none of this, well, I'm unhappy, so I'm gonna leave nonsense. It was always, let's figure out a situation and then we move on forward. And that's normally how our parents stay together. Anybody who's part of my generation who's 34 or in their 30s or whatever, y'all know what I'm talking about. They had to sit there and actually figure that shit out. But what I'm getting, but with the ladies or particularly a majority of ladies in America, what I'm noticing is y'all don't know how to love. You have very fragile friendships and relationships with people. And 3, it's always you go off that emotion too much. Like, well, I'm not happy, so I'll just leave. And I'm just like, really? This man hasn't cheated or done anything to you, not even verbally abused you, but I'm bored, so I'm leaving. That actually irritates the living shit out of me when I hear that. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, not every day it's gonna be sunshine and rainbows, but I understand. But I tend to agree with the men of like, well, these women here, they're not really seeing my hard work, particularly, especially the mad fucking hours I put in my job and things of that nature. And also, you're seeing me for my wallet, not for me. And I'm not even leading with my wallet. Now, if you're leading with your wallet, you're gonna get the type of, pardon my expression when I say this, you're gonna get the type of hoes that you get. I'm gonna say that. And I know every man on this panel agrees with me. You lead with that, that's what you're gonna get.
I agree with you.
That, you'll get a different type of category. So that's just really my thoughts on my 2 cents on that part, really.
Jay, let me ask you one question though, because I lived overseas for a while, and I was explaining to M3, I was just like, like in a lot of the countries I've been, a lot of people go to the cafe, man. They'll go get like a cup of coffee and stuff, and it ain't no issue. Like in Germany, you go to everybody hang out at the swimming pool, you get a bratwurst. They like, man, they cool with that.
Right.
Is it like that? Like, I know you go to Japan quite a bit. Well, like if I was like, I met a female and I was like, hey man, let's go grab a cup of coffee. Would that be an issue over there?
Well, I'll tell you this. All my brothers have literally told me a cup of coffee is how you get to know somebody, how you get to break the ice with somebody. They don't find an issue with that particularly at all. I like in America here, which I can't stand. Like, I don't like coffee dates. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you see, the thing is, it sounds like you're trying to get a free dinner out of a dude more so than get to know the person. And that's what that tells me. You're trying to get a free dinner. Chick, you ain't getting a dinner out of me. What you listen, we are trying to, it's about, this is the problem of relationship dynamics. You're supposed to get to know the fucking person. Everybody seems to skip that goddamn phase. And that's A1. You introduce yourself, you go to a coffee date with that person, and be like, hey, listen, hey, sweetheart, my name is Jay. How you doing? So I'm just here to get my coffee and things of that nature. You seem pretty and all that. And I wanted to speak to you. So things like that. And we forget, like, engaging. People forget to do that. It's kind of like, well, I'm just here and all that nonsense. But with those places that you go to over there, getting coffee is the good way to break the ice. It really, I promise you, man, it is so simple. It is not like this overly complicated thing that people have made. You just got to be able to speak to the person, and look at them. And that's all you got to do. And I keep it real. Just be honest. You be honest, man. You'll be surprised at the results that you get, particularly because, like I said, you may end up liking that person. And I'll say this: it's more of a soft exchange than it is like a constant flowing of questions. Is what I'm saying. Like you're trying to get them out. They're more subtle and they're more soft in response. Whenever a woman responds to you over there. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Jay, man.
Got the legend Ruthless Truth.
Yeah. Let's get
Right.
before we continue with the video. Ruthless Truth, man, how you doing, brother?
What's up to everybody?
What's up, homie? Yeah.
I guess I never met Jay before. Yella, I've met him before, but I know the other two, Sophisticated Jerk and M3. Oh, yeah, just got his shirt size up. Okay. So yeah.
Shout out to Yellow Pill, bro. I've been a while since I've seen you, bro. I've been meaning to say hi since we've been on here.
My boy, what's good, Jake?
Good to hear.
So Ruthless, let me toss a question. I was and Yella, I don't know if I tossed a question to you, so I'll come back to you on that one because why like Passport Sisters and Passport Brothers having a different dynamic? You know, it seemed like I said, Passport Bros are doing pretty good over there, and the Passport Sisters are struggling. But Ruthless, let me toss that question to you. Why do you think they're having two different outcomes?
You mean the Passport Brothers versus the Passport Sisters?
Yeah. Why are the sisters taking L's over there?
Because most of the guys over there in the country, they're going to broke. And they don't have, them guys over there don't have money like niggas have in the States. People don't realize, the United States dudes got the bread. And $50K is a lot of money over here compared to there, right? Them dudes, average dudes make $10K a year, stuff, 12K a year. So these girls coming over there, it's not going to be a good experience. Now for the guys, hey, I mean it's virtually the same thing in the States, but it's a lot cheaper, a lot more economical to deal with these type of women right over there because they're a little bit less entitled, right? And they do a lot more. They at least make you feel valued a lot more because the men over there of the economic caliber are very rare. Like I said, most men overseas, like Philippines, Thailand, shit like that, they broke. I'm talking about they're literally broke. And so when you come over there and you American, black, white, you are literally a king. And the women don't really have a choice. It's not like here, you can have a lot of money and women will still be like, they got all these demands, these expectations. They don't treat you like they want to be the prize. But over there, you go over there, you're really the prize, right? You're really the prize. Because these women can't, if they like you, they rock with you, they're going to do everything to not let you get out of their grip because they may never, ever get a chance with a guy like you again, ever.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing I disagree is, like, I don't think, like, they'll ever get a chance, like, to, like, meet a guy like us.
I mean, I said they think they can't. I'm not saying they won't.
Oh, they think they can.
No, yeah, because see over there, once again, right? Women, no matter where you go, women want financial support for the most part. As part of their life, right? And over there in those other countries, the guys are quadruple times broker than the guys in the United States. So, over here, 40, 50K, you're broke here. Over there, 40, 50K, you're damn near a millionaire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go over there with your, got like, 100 bands in the bank account and some income coming in like 6, 7K a month. You are, you going over there, them girls, them girls over there like, you're one of one or one of 20, right? So yeah, you're going to have a better experience. The women who are going over there are going to lose because them niggas ain't got shit. They just got to hope that they got some good D. Right? They gotta hope that nigga, but yeah, that's it. That's all they're gonna get over there. Them dudes don't have no money to take them women out to Roof Chris and more, to these nice places. So the women have to take a hit on the quality of dating that they had in the States. So, to be honest with you, it would not be in the best interest for women to go across seas because they then would have to settle.
We definitely got to come back to that point. But let me toss that to Yella, man. Why do you think they both have different experiences?
I mean, kind of what what Ruthless was saying and what Jay was saying. Men, even with the little resources that they got, because we also understand that typically what type of dude is going over there, right? Like you said, he might be on the lower end of the financial scale. You know what I'm saying? He ain't rich, so he can't compete over here. So he taking his money, he going over there. The difference is he's going over there with resources to give. Like you were saying, them ladies ain't going over. They're going over there looking for a resource. You know what I'm saying? They going over there and they ain't looking for the regular dude. They still not looking for the regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is, the passport bro will go over there and just go find the chick in the middle of the hut village. You know what I'm saying? He'll take as long as she cool, she can fetch something, do whatever she need to do, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
I got that donkey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Generational stuff they grew up with. Tradition. That's what I was looking for. Whatever traditional stuff they do that man relate to. Because typically them dudes do their research. They be like, okay, this is the type of. That's why when y'all saying where y'all go, it makes sense. If Jay say he go to Japan, that makes sense. Now, if Jay told me he went to the Ukraine one time, I'm gonna look at him like, what the hell is wrong with you? You ain't said shit about the Ukraine. Now you going to the Ukraine looking for some chicks. You know what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying?
I
like,
never touched Ukraine, bro.
Right, but I'm saying like. Right, but it makes sense why Japan would be your choice because I've heard you talk about that. You embrace that culture, so that's typically what it is. Like a lot of these chicks just be out here flailing if they going overseas. They like, where have they said the other rich men are? There's rich men everywhere, but you still gonna get over there and you still. Here's the thing: you take you wherever you go. So if you are unlikable bitch in Cleveland, if you are unlikable bitch in St. Louis, if you are unlikable bitch in Richmond, Virginia, if you're an unlikable bitch in Sacramento, California, if you're an unlikable bitch in Bangor, Maine, then guess what? When you go over to Spain, you still gonna be an unlikable bitch. You still gonna be that bitch. And that's not gonna translate because you taking them same requirements and them same priorities and you trying to put them on men who don't feel culturally entitled to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't feel that cultural entitlement to you. They don't feel that cultural obligation to you. Especially like us, like a lot of the times they try to play on our cultural obligation to them. You know what I'm saying? And you going over there where they don't have that with you. They would be just looking at you as the individual. And you an unlikable bitch from Galveston, Texas.
My man said Bangalore, Maine.
I ain't been to 20 places he said, but I know what he said.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're still that girl, so it's not gonna help.
And this goes back again, like Jerk, what I said before. Once they catch like that attitude, or just the way, I'll just say the way you carry yourself. Because it don't have to just be the attitude. It's just the way how you present yourself. You're gonna be like, oh hell no, like take your ass back in the U.S. You know what I mean?
And them three, like you said, once they get a whiff of that attitude in general, like that, they get a sense of it. Because I'll be honest, the dudes over there, that are from America, they catch that on quicker than we did, because they've been around their brand of ladies for a long time. American chick comes here, just says one thing that's like out of pocket. It's like they'd be like, they'll put everybody on notice, like stay away from her. I had a cat. His forget it. His YouTube name is Uncle Bardet, if I'm not mistaken. And he lives in Canada. So he lives in Canada. He's in Vancouver. He's in Vancouver, Canada. Vancouver? Yeah, Vancouver, Canada. There we go. And there was this. So all the ladies, all people down there, they're massively chill. This one chick comes into work, literally will tell you. She like, and then the thing is, so she tries to play the American Trump card, like he did such and such. So the he said, she said nonsense. My brother caught her. And then she thought just because of like entitlement that women get from America that that she'd be in the right and then she'd be able to get whatever she want. Nah, he put that whole workplace on notice because like the dude that has been working there that she tried to accuse of, he keeps to himself. He's cool to everybody, but he keeps to himself, does his work. They spotted her out of a crowd and they would put everybody on notice. Like, this chick is lying. So they found out that she was lying. They fired her. And guess what? I promise you, and right now, this story he told us, everybody that she was probably trying to get a date from knows about her now. Like, dudes stay clear of her, is what I'm saying, just because of that little incident. And I was like, yo, people in Canada get outside. People, I said, yo, they tight like that over there? They tight like that. So I was, so people are on game.
But also, that's what I was saying too, though, right? We're gonna get to the video, but I'm just gonna end it with this. The same way, like, because Yellow said, like, I think it was you, Yellow, that said that the men, we study like the countries and the women out there. That's the same way how like their people study like the U.S. So they already know what to expect. Like when they see like maybe a unruly American chick or whatever versus like, all right, someone who's from the States but just happen to be cool. You know what I mean? Because we do have some cool chicks around too, though. They do exist. It's just the fact is that stereotype is still gonna, and the stigma is still gonna be around like no matter what. But let's go. Okay.
But real quick, but I think even cool chicks, I think the expectation that we have in the United States is still too much for a lot of men in a lot of places. And I think Ruthless hit it. Like, man, they ain't getting bread like that. So it's just like, man, when you go over there, talk about something, I don't do this. They're looking at you like, man, it'll take me like 3 months of, working to go to some of them places, man. If they're like what Ruthless is saying, it's like, man, if they're making like $10,000 a year, man, I can't afford to take you on no expensive steak dinner. You better take this croissant and shut the hell up. Bitch, we over here drinking free water and croissants. Like that's a good date. Like you better shut up. What you talking about? Some lobster tails.
Yo, like bread and water. I like.
But yeah, we get to the video.
Go to France for that. All right.
Woman, and I like to highlight interesting stories. I want to highlight her today because I want to approach this from number one, confirming the opportunities there are for men in Panama who want to retire there, who want to go there for, more conservative women and options. And also just to highlight the fact that women cannot be passport sisters. And she'll confirm it with you. So my friends, like this video on the way in, please subscribe if you haven't. Pick up my content creators toolkit. I say it in every single video, man. Support your brother and also get some value from it and go out and create your own content so that you can start creating some residual income. And of course, go over to this beautiful lady's channel and support her, especially if you want to know more about moving to Panama, either as a passport sis to retire or just to get away or to, just have a different perspective on life. All right, so let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm sitting down today. It feels a little weird. But I did want to come on here today and say thank you to each and every one of you guys that have supported me and supported this channel. I am new to the game of YouTube, but not new to being a friend. Again, I'm Retriever Hill. I'm from California. I'm 55, decided to move to Panama in April, and I absolutely love it here.
All right. She's beautiful. She's bubbly. And her channel is called Journey with Latriva. And like she said, she's 55. So she's on her later part of life, my friend. And she's moved to Panama looking for better opportunities.
I think the first thing to talk about is why they decided to move to Panama. Why did you decide to come here? Because what we tend to forget is that, when I was on my journey to come to Panama, I was so excited to meet everybody. I was so excited to get here. I had my blinders on as far as I don't know these people. And I just really believe that oh, the Americans are great. No, not all the Americans are great. A lot of us come over here with issues, mental issues, health issues.
I love how women use this term. I was just excited to meet everybody. No, you didn't go over there to meet women. No, you went over there to try to meet men. So please stop this crap about I wanted to meet everybody. I don't know why you won't just say it. Women do this shit all the time. We hear it so
I
often.
disagree.
Women would hate to say, listen, I'm
Hold on, hit
going
pause real
over here.
quick.
Yeah.
Yellow, why you disagree?
I believe that she went over there trying to meet a bunch of people.
You think so?
That's where I agree with. Yeah. It's better for them to know everybody.
Okay.
It ain't like with guys over there. If we accidentally make a male friend over there, then cool. That just is what it is.
Yeah.
But women.
So you say we on a mission when we go to places.
Construct. Yeah,
Okay.
we on that. We kind of own that, right? Women need that entire kind of social. It's in a new country. It's best to know as many people as you want.
Oh, okay.
As you need. You out there by yourself. You need to know. You need to meet women and men. You need to make friends, and possibly be open to a mate. But she need to make friends first. We can go out there and solo the game. We can go out there and one player epic this game by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because we wouldn't need that in necessarily. Yeah. Plus, we'd still be a little safer over there in a new country. She over there by herself. She's 50-something years old. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I disagree with it, man. She'll need that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So
okay,
yeah,
no, I could.
Yeah, and it does make sense because the moment you say you disagree, I already knew why you disagreed on that because, and I won't just say this like just for fun, like in video game terms. See, men like, we're like the player one, right? We go like, let's just take an NES days, right? We have one player or two players, right? We do the solo thing. You might be the only kid. You might not have a little brother, right, that you could just kind of like fuck with, right? So you're used to playing the video game to get to a level by yourself alone, right? And muster it through. But women, they're like, hey, man, I need like two players into this, right? I need like the co-op experience. Not the versus, but the co-op. Because women thrive off of having many friends, even if they're superficial friends. That's why, like, you have like the what we call it, the friendship or the female circle or something like that, where women need the opinion and validation for other women to vet out certain men. So
talk about that like sister code stuff.
Yeah, the sisterhood. I mean, that's what I was trying to say. Like when she go out there, right, she's by herself, so she needs to kind of start off from scratch so she could build the sisterhood within Panama, so that way, like, whatever decisions that she need to be led by, it will be led by within her sisterhood. Because she's gonna be too afraid to like just dive in and just try to meet like a random stranger and make her own decisions. I'm not saying she's incapable of making her decisions, but women, most of the time, they feel more validated and secure when they have the opinion from another woman. She could go out and like look for like a random grandma and ask her, hey, what do you think about this guy right here? He could be the sweetest guy, but grandma could be a hater and be like, no, he an asshole. Or you could meet the person who's an asshole and maybe auntie would be like, oh, I see something good in him.
Well, I like what Yella said, man. I think it's protection too a lot of times, because I think, man, like if females don't have that like social, I'll say circle or interactions, and they sitting there by themselves, they start getting like I'll say antsy, and then they just move out of desperation. Like, so the first dude that will come and holler at them, they like damn near attached to that, Yep. So I see what you're saying now, Yella. That definitely makes sense. So good call.
That'll be the wrong dude. Yep, and that'll be the wrong dude. That'll be the one that's trying to do them real bogus because they see
he can sense that desperation. He like, oh shit, this is a lick right here. So yeah, definitely it makes sense.
Yeah, niggas know.
So for 55 though, was she straight? Like looks wise, would y'all say she's
come back. She can come back. I got her. Tell her come back. She ain't got to be over there in Panama. Come on.
Hey, Ruthless at 55, could she make the squad, man?
Who, for me? My squad?
Yeah. Could she get on your squad? Could she get a date with you, Ruthless?
You know the answers to that, sophisticated.
Ruthless said, "Hell no."
Hey, but probably behind the scenes was probably hell yeah, you know, probably stick her in the back.
She the only way she can make 55 is too much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm too much baggage.
Okay.
I only got room for my luggage.
But yeah, we'll get back to the video in 3.
Huh?
We'll get back to the video because I think she's gonna start breaking it down. Because at first, I think the first segment that was her where she first got there.
Yeah.
Now it's the reality hit segment where it's like, oh shit, I hate Panama.
Oh no.
I ain't seen it, but it just you could tell like her demeanor changed. So like she about to get to it. So yeah.
I didn't even know. Okay. Thank you for spoiling it for us, but
no, I didn't see it. I'm just saying, because the first clip she was wearing something different. And then now she's like, well, you know, when I first got here, I just wanted to meet everybody. So that when they start talking like that, it's about to go bad.
It sounded a little somber because she was like, I thought the Americans here was gonna be cool, but then they all got personal issues and all that. She did go into that. Yeah, she did go into that. So, and Letty, what you think? People don't just up and leave their country like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is not something people just casually do for like just no reason. Maybe work or something. The only thing outside of like I need a fresh start in life is like, well, you know, I got this job over here, but the opportunity's way overseas or something like that. She went over there like most people do at that age, and let me get a fresh start in life. I'm 55 years old. I probably have made a, you know what I'm saying, nice solid living. I'm closer to retirement. Let me go over here to Panama and get a fresh start. That means you got some issues.
And try to find some good D. And then
don't
her sexual value, no matter where she goes. See, one thing that's consistent, that's no matter where you fucking go, right? Your sexual value is a truthful matter. So you 55, you get past the 50 plus, your sexual value is very low, right? Very, very low. And people just don't want you as much, right? Not even close to what you used to. So yeah, she probably took an ego hit, thinking that, well, 55 in America, I mean, 55 here, I'm not there. Over here might be better. It's the same thing because guys, although we're not a monolith, but yet on certain things, it's consistently through the pay. The old women, we don't want them.
I didn't catch it until Yella brought it up, but that's crazy that you'll go to like a whole nother country looking for Americans. you know, that's wild.
She thought they were more acceptable of her age, right? They don't mature stuff. It's the same thing. That's universal.
That's what we do.
Youth wins. Period.
Nah, so definitely that's because I know we were talking about the differences between men and women, and I know Yella, you was breaking it down like men will be like, you know, say like if we went to Bora Bora and I saw Yella, I'd be like, oh man, where you from? You know, we'll chop it up. But I'm not going there to look for no fucking Americans. Like if I come across you, yeah, it's definitely making sense where she's going there like I could meet Americans. So you going to a whole nother country, like you should just move to another city. You know, if that was the United States then. But yeah, M3, we could jump back in.
All right.
For a man, when it comes to criticizing women, they always use that same term. People always do this instead of women always do this. When we all know that they're talking about women. Women hate to call out themselves or anything to do with bigging up men, making men seem more important. They refuse to call the one simple thing that they want by name. I'm just calling it out, lady. I don't know this woman, by the way. This is just a video that was referred to me, okay?
Could be running from something. It could be you. You don't know what these people came to Panama for. You don't know their financial status. So when I dated this American guy. After the Panamanian, I just kind of felt like, okay, this will be cool. I'll date somebody who understands me, an American. We speak English. We understand each other. No, ma'am. That wasn't the case either. So I quickly learned that this person probably had some type of PTSD going on, very insecure, very clingy and needy. Financially, he was able to take care of himself and take care of me. I wouldn't say that he wasn't able to take care of me. He was able to do that. But very clingy and very looking for, I don't know what he was looking for, to be honest with you, but extremely, extremely, extremely clingy and very territorial with, this is what I want you to do, this is what I don't want you to do, had so many rules and all this other stuff. So that didn't work out either.
And this is the first problem every single passport sister will find when she moves from America to a more conservative country. Panama, Latin
If
American.
you could hit pause so we could break it down.
Machismo.
Yeah.
The men.
So y'all think that was the biggest issue? My man started placing them standards on her.
And that was the standards in Panama, right? Just to be
Yeah,
correct.
from American
Yeah.
guy. So she had the
Probably
Panamanian boyfriend first, and then she went American. I guess she was like, nah, I'm not liking this. Then she went to the American guy, and she didn't like that either. So I mean, y'all on to something. It's like they go from city to city or wherever they from, and they go to other places, man, thinking like, they can operate the same way, man. With
Sounds like she belongs to the country, man.
So let's mind this out, right? I heard some key things she said. She said when she first met the Panamanian guy, right? The red flag, she said he understood me. Well, she thought she understood him, right? Meaning, so her, I guess her going into these whatever situations, she's looking for someone to acquiesce to her standards or whatever it is that she wants, and she has probably a pretty high expectation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once these guys figure out her, her ambition, I think they head for the hills, right? Because she's an attractive woman. I'm sure, and she has good conversation style. You can tell she can, but I guess at a certain point she expresses her demands, and it's one thing about guys, men don't like to be used. Even though we do shell out a lot of money, but we don't like it to be. We don't like nobody say it, right? We don't like nobody just say it. We want to just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? If I'm courteous, if I want to just do something nice for you, I want it to be in that context. Not if I find out if a man find out a woman's using him for whatever, he's gonna shake the spot. He's gonna that relationship's not gonna work. So I think that's the mistake she's making. And this is why I don't like older women, right? Because older women are very forward and very assertive in their demands, right? They're like, look, my man need to make 100K. Can I see receipts? I need to see receipts. You got a house? I need to see let me see the thing of your house to make sure you own it. Like, they want a lot of information. I mean, we're talking about 2 weeks in. So, yeah, these type of women are very scary. Nobody wants to fuck with them.
And Rufus, I want to kind of add to what you're saying, because I do agree with you, but I want to add, I think for men, we want to be useful.
Right.
And ultimately, we want to feel appreciated.
Right.
It don't even have to be like anything that you give back in return monetary, but we want to know and feel that, hey, what we just did for you, you needed us for a specific reason, and you appreciated us for doing so. Right. And we can tell by the excitement in your face, the love that you're giving back towards us. The type of sex and meals that you're providing for us. You know what I mean? And for some, like if you're a gold digging guy or whatever, and she give you money, hey, nothing wrong with that. But we know that you guys are showing some type of appreciation versus, okay, we're doing these things for you, but nothing's ever valued, and we could definitely see that, like forbearance. You know what I mean? So, no, I hear, I agree with you, and I think that's why, in some cases, a lot of times, older women do have a struggle as far as like finding the poor men that they want versus just accepting whatever that's out there on the table because of the demands that they have at the age that they are, and especially because looks eventually fade out. Now the woman's still beautiful, but we know that in her prime, man, we could imagine how drop dead gorgeous she was. You know what I mean?
And three, you got to also take in consideration the environment she put herself in, because it's Panama. Them joints is tough down there. Like, tolerance level is like slim out there when you got a bunch of bad joints around you, and you're like, what? You acting up?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Go ahead, Yellow. My bad.
She went from fist fighting in the alley. No, I'm saying she went from fist fighting in the alley to UFC. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's big leap.
Hey, Yellow, and I think, Yellow, and this is something we have to mind out. Women, I guess she thought she found somebody who's weaker and more, more. I would say she went over there underestimating, thinking that, oh, I can get over on these guys and get these guys to do what I want more. Because American guys, we're more hip to things, right? So she probably went to Panama thinking she had the upper hand, and she was. I don't think this is where I have to disagree with Yellow a little bit. I don't think women think in their mind they go to the most dangerous spots that they need to meet a lot of people, because women understand that most men are simps for them, and will provide a level of protection that they will automatically expect, and they will get that. So she went over there, how you said, condescending. Right, that's the word we want to look at. She was over there thinking that, oh yeah, I'm finna run these niggas. That's what she was going over there, because she left them. Listen, America, like I said, is hip. Niggas got games, so motherfuckers like, hold up. Over there, she brought to Panama. They got to speak that language. She underestimated. She thinking, oh yeah, these lames is finna get it. Right? and then she talk about a nigga have PTSD. What that mean? That means, yeah, we seen your type before. Right? She's like, damn, you know about me.
Yeah, you ain't lied about that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know about me. Damn, I thought I was getting this nigga. I thought they was lame. Psych. He got to, oh hell no. I know you. I see you no time before you. And the gig was up, right? The gig was up.
But that's what both of them goofies fucked up. Again, right. Why are you in Panama dating an American? Big goof. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She probably went Panama first and thought, well, she probably had to go back to the American, right? Once she saw that the Panamanian was up on her shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She probably went back to the American and said, okay, I'm going to give it another run. And that shit still didn't work. See, this is the thing, right, Yellow? Women, game is being, see, back in the 80s, now they had niggas trapped in these delusions, right? They had the veil over everybody's eyes. Because remember when Kevin Samuels came out, that was a historical. Nobody ever seen a man talk to women like this. This shit went viral. Motherfuckers didn't even you gotta be. He didn't just say that, right? All this YouTube shit we got now is new. So. Women, so the gig is up now, because now you got this YouTube, you got these social platforms, then you got people talking out here on the streets about it, and so they don't have the same, elusiveness they used to have.
let me just say this though, right? Just to clarify for like the viewers, in case you guys missed it, right? Basically, I agree with both Yella and like now with Ruthless Truth. I still believe that like she came out for for both to still look for like friends and certain opportunities in men, but what Ruthless Truth is saying, basically, her initial interior motive and her reason for leaving has something to do with because of men. You know what I mean? And I think the way how old man something, right, the YouTuber,
Ask the old man.
Ask the old man. Yeah, thank you. I think the way how Ask the old man like kind of looked at it, like he just said it kind of differently. You know what I mean? He just initial reactions like, woman, stop fucking lying, right? You really came out there for men. But had he probably just said, look, your interior motive is for men, but yet, okay, of course, women will look for their sisterhood, then that would be more clear and apparent, in my opinion. So yeah, I believe in short terms, her whole reason for that flight to move out to Panama has 100% to do with men. But in that process, she will still be open to look for the women first, I believe, before going forward and trying to pursue these men out there overseas. But she still need that sisterhood, exactly.
But M3, I think a little bit everybody's right in the thing, but I think Yella hit something important when he was talking about like they'll move from their place and they'll be the same person, and I think that's the issue. Yeah. It's like there's never no self-correction or no accountability while you had all those bad relationships. So it's almost like they relocate with the same mindset. So that's the issue. So they are going down there like Ruthless is breaking it down, what Yellow was breaking it down. But it's just like, man, they don't ever do the research. It's almost like this, like Ruthless was saying it. It's that I'm on this high level when he was saying condescending. So they don't care to like learn. You know, because like a guy will look at the place like, man, damn, how many guys is out here? You know, how do they got a lot of millionaires in this area? Because I ain't about to put myself in no like uneven playing field and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like they'll go to some place with that cockiness and not look at any of the stuff and be like, man, I can't operate like this because they got a lot of bad chicks in. The dudes just they're simple. They ain't gonna be over here tricking, you know, like throwing all that bread at her because they can't, like what Ruthless said, because it's just like, hey man, they don't got the money to do that. So it's like no research. This is like, man, I'm gonna move over here. Everybody's gonna love me. I'm gonna have this big friend group. All these guys are gonna be into me. It is just like that delusion that they established. So I think everybody's right, man. It's a lot of shit going on.
Oh yeah. No one's wrong in this situation. I'm just looking at everything like it all just make sense. Like the way
definitely.
How look at it, the way how Rufus Truth broke it down, and even with actual old man. I see where he's coming from as well too, though.
Yeah, because at first I didn't understand it, but he's spot on. He's like, man, you a damn lie, because you having all these bad. You got a pattern now. You got 2 bad interactions. The Panamanian guy said, "Fuck that." Now the American guy, you're like, let me ask y'all one quick question before we get back to the video. Why you think she started using the terminology like what'd she say? He was territorial.
Yeah.
Is that like jargon? What she mean by that?
Let me get Jay Takashi speak.
Yeah.
I think here's what I mean. That motherfucker put his foot down and said like, yo, these are my boundaries. And that comes off as territorial, probably to her mind. And because it's like, oh, I can't, hear me, I can't make this motherfucker do what I want him to do, or make him have an open mind to certain things that are not okay to his mindset. So that's why she means it comes off as territorial, because honestly, let's keep it real. We dudes are territorial, but let's keep it real. We set that, like, any man worth his soul will establish boundaries, or like, these are my things, like that's it in this discussion. There is no compromise on any of those things. And listen, and the sooner you you establish that, the less like they'll bring it up, or they'll have something to say later on, or like they can't use it against you later. Like, you never said that. No, I said it the first time we met. So he probably said it later, and then she'll be like, "Oh, I can't do anything." I'm like, "Yep." And then that's a man that knows that's a man that knows his worth.
Okay. You was about to say something, Ruthless?
Yeah, but I'm just gonna add on, like, look, when a woman that's over here they call it toxic masculinity. Over there, right? So when the man put his foot down, you know, something about. So she went over, like I said, that goes to my point. She helped make my point. She went over there, condescending thing, and she's gonna run these dudes. She's gonna implement her feminism ways on them. You know, I'm the prize. You need to treat me like this. But she wants to still go on girl trips. She wants to still do the flirtate. And then when she saw that the Panamanian guys were like, "No, I'm not going for it," it dried her up, right? So these women don't look for leaders. And I think this is a big. I guess it's a talking point on YouTube, but it's very not true, right? Women don't want leaders. They want people who acquiesces to them, to make them happy, so that they can then, you know, feel some sort of godliness, some sort of, you know, ego that boosts the ego. So yeah, and that comes with, okay, you can be my man, we can be together, but I'm finna go on a girl trip, I'm finna go do this, I'm with this BBLs, my lashes, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Because this freedom I got, I do not want it to be, I don't want to be stopped by you trying to put me in check, right? But really, that's what us men do. When we get a woman, we want to, you know, a line of respect is, hey, we need you. You don't need to be going on a girl trip. You don't need to be out here shaking your ass in front of all these dudes. We don't need, this is part of the relationship, girl. What are you doing? And I'm just saying, this is what it is now. That's what she was like, probably. Now, she might not do the girl trip, but she probably like to go out with her little old friends and gossip and you know, whatever. And he wasn't going for it. So he was being toxic.
Yeah, one more question. Do you think it's like a strategy sometimes when they got to use the terms like I say territorial or like even verbally abusive? It's almost like they got to put the guy in make him look like a weirdo, or you know, he's just possessive and stuff like that.
They're shaming you for that because they want to run a relationship.
Okay.
So I'm saying they're basically saying to you, if they say, "Oh, he's territorial," what does that mean? Right? What the fuck does that mean? Just say, you know, he don't want you talking to other guys, right? Just say that, okay? That's pretty normal for. I mean, you're in a relationship, right? When you're building something, you don't want your woman out here and every man's face being friendly. But to women, you're toxic masculinity. You're territorial. You're unhinged. Oh, you're weird, right? So what women are saying is, fuck what men want. we don't give a fuck about that. You're gonna be my man. I'm gonna wear the pants. Meaning, you don't touch no other coochie. You better not look. You better not even smell another bitch. And I'm gonna go out and, you know, talk to all these executive guys. And I'm gonna. So basically, they're flipping the role. Basically, they're flipping the power dynamic in the relationship. That's what's happening here.
So you said they want men to submit, huh?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I can agree with Truth, because, and it kind of blended what I was saying, how they don't do their research. They just assumed that it was going to be the same environment that men were walking into. Like the reason she ran into an American dude who was just like the Panamanian dude, probably, who she didn't want to deal with in the beginning, is because he went there understanding the culture. The women are like that because of how the men are structured, and vice versa. She probably thought she was gonna go there and get the female version of the man, just with higher resources.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily the case. And to your point, Jerk, to think that she's using that same terminology, it shows that she wants a certain response from who she's Tyler Perry in her story, basically.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? So she gotta be the one who was just he was territory. No, that's the culture of man there. Like you have this wide, vast culture of men here where you can possibly find somebody that'll be. She could find some like me. Like I probably wouldn't be as strenuous on her as an older dude would. Right? That's the crazy part. Cause she think going over there in Panama, she would find dudes that would be open to her at her age, with her demands, with her requirements. You're actually more likely to find a dude here. He would probably just be younger.
Yeah.
He not gonna be in that age range. He gonna be my age, about 38, 40. You know what I'm saying? Somebody a little more, somebody a little younger. You know what I'm saying? Less conservative. Because there's also an age standard going on too. You know what I'm saying? Because she ain't gonna want to go over there and get a young nigga. She can get a young nigga here. So she probably found a dude, another American dude who about her age. Because that's the same age dude that's going over there, about 50, 55. That's when they started getting over there and getting. She ran into what she could have avoided staying here, probably.
No, that's a good point.
So
I do believe that the rhetoric here, right, has changed in men as well. Yeah, we still got simps and got betas, no doubt. But there's a growing sentiment amongst the men that I don't care how much a simp you think you are or beta you think you are, no man wants to be disrespected.
Yeah.
I don't care, right? No man wants to feel disrespected. Even if she's the most beautiful woman and he's letting a lot go, letting a lot slide, there's a breaking point, right? There's a breaking point to letting her slide with all this disrespect, like, you know. So that's why she went over there, right? Because at 55, she's not at the top of the market. So if the guy gonna put up with it, she's got to be at least 25. You know what I'm saying? She can't be 55, nigga. That's you need to be right. You need to be listening to me, right? So she still wants the superpowers. Her superpowers are slowly dissipating. They're going away, right? And she's trying to hold on to them superpowers by going to another country, right? And hoping those superpowers are super again at age 55. And that shit ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Yeah, before we jump back into the video, man. Yeah, I saw the KD to the Rockets. That's crazy. I gotta check that out later. I like what Yella was saying as far as she trying to Tyler Perry the movie. And man, this is like, man, jot this down. If a female uses words, you ask her about her past and she talk about some territorial, financially abusive, leave that alone, man. Like what everybody been saying, man, that's just a female that don't like boundaries and shit. So yeah, that when she said that terminology, I was like, oh hell, here she go. She putting herself in that victim state.
Especially being in another territory. How you gonna tell you in a whole different territory worried about being territorial? Yes, he probably should. Because it's a bunch it's a bunch of him out there. He know the land. You don't. You out there just frolicking in Panama, just enjoying life. He know the land. You know what I'm saying? He know them niggas out there too. It's a bunch of him out there. And they will you'll jump right to them real quick too. There's a couple me's out there too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That will be okay with that shit. But nah, you for sure right. Yeah.
But all right, M3, we jump back in the video.
I got you.
Are in charge. So even though she has met an American man, she still don't want to relinquish any of her. I don't know what the hell they think that they're relinquishing, but in other words, she don't want to give up. She still wants to be her own woman. When men actually move to Panama, they're looking for submissive women, and they're going to get it. What this man should have realized, why would you think that because you met an American woman in Panama, that she would be any different than the same type of woman back home? Brother, that woman never had any success in America. She went to find other people in Panama. I don't understand why you all think that you're all going to be any different somewhere else. When the man is looking for more traditional woman, and this woman thinks that she's going to come into a traditional country to find a man who is liberal and is going to make her have all the freedom that she wants. What the hell does that mean? He's clingy. What does that mean? Both of you are in a foreign country. You both speak the same language. More than likely, you will connect a lot more tighter. He's looking for someone to have as a companion. But there are some holes in this video that I want you guys to observe, because just note, she says that he's too clingy and she don't understand why he's clingy. I can understand why he's clingy. In my opinion, your definition of clingy is you think that you have a lot of options because you're in a foreign country. You want to explore those options. He's trying to make sure that, hey, if we're going to be together, I need to make sure that you ain't throwing the punani all over the damn place, because you are in a big pond now. You're not in your city. You're not in your town. And I can tell you, those Panamanian men over there, when they see an American woman, they see it. Dinero. Sí, dinero. Americano dólares. American dollars. But let's hear what else she has to say.
Once again, I'm looking for somebody that I can speak English to, that can understand me, but that not to control me. I mean, I'm a free spirit, and I treat my
There you go. I'm a free spirit.
You said pause.
We know what that means, gentlemen. I want to be on this.
Hello, muffled.
Yeah, that free spirit shit. When they say that, along with the, yeah, it's making sense. So yeah, we seeing why she's struggling in the States.
So this is, but she, now let's be real. She's not even the worst type of woman. Right?
You don't think so?
Oh, the young women are even 10 times worse than her, right? This is the problem with.
I disagree with you. I got some pushback for that, but we gonna I'll let you go.
So just because the culture we're in now is very pro woman, right? To empower them, to uplift them. So this type of rhetoric has, given women a illusion of power. So they love it, right? They love that they have their own autonomy, full autonomy, while in a relationship with a man. So basically they basically will have all these expectations going into the relationship, be with this guy, but they want to have free spirit, right? They're freedoms, meaning they're free to still do what they want to do. And this is a conflict of interest, because they are benefiting from men in these dating processes, in these times of financially, and as well as the man's time, right? And they don't want to relinquish any submission to him because they don't feel it's necessary. But yet they want him to submit, right, to their ideology of monogamy. They want them to submit. They want the man to submit to their ideology of, listen to me, right? What's that called? Emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what these women are expecting all these men to do without giving these men submission, so basically they're lopsided, right? They're saying, well, we want all this from you, but we're not going to give you shit. Just as coochie. That's it.
The reason why I say she's the worst type is because she could present, I'll say, like, classy, and you'll probably be thinking, like, if you was a man met her, like, okay, man, she's got the age on her, so she should be a little bit wiser. So I think, man, she could play the game a little better, and then like a couple, like a month or so, that's when you'll start finding out. You'll start getting a pushback. I think the younger girls, they're out there like, you're not off base, but I think they're upfront like, hey, I'm a free spirit, I'm this and this, where I think she won't talk like that up front. It'll start coming out like bits and pieces throughout the dating process. You'd be like, oh shit, she's wild. So that's what I'm saying. I think she'll be a little more trying to hide this stuff versus the younger chicks that's just out there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so but it's still the same thing, right? It's still the same.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Nah, it's like you said, same interactions. I just think she'll be a chameleon a little bit more.
Yeah. The young, I'm telling you right now, any man who's ages 18 to 25 is fucked. He's fucked. He's fucked.
I think it just depends on the type of guy. I think if they like have that understanding, just like, look, I'm out here just I understand the environment.
Think about it. This was 55 years old talking about free spirit. Imagine if she's 18, 19 at the top of her beauty.
But that's when you're supposed to be saying that goofy shit, though. But that's when you're supposed to be saying that goofy shit.
No, but I'm
is
saying
18.
Look at those. Yeah, look what I'm saying.
Right, because you still have your 30s to realize that shit's a problem.
So
when you
that's why
55 talking about being a free spirit, you about to be dead soon. Like your spirit gonna be free for real out here in this world, just floating around. You been like you need to be a constricted spirit, you know what I'm saying? Within your body, within yourself.
This is the dynamic, right? You get a woman, you court her, you want her to somewhat, we don't want no damn slave, but we want her to submit to the understanding of why we don't want you to get all these BBLs, or why we don't want you to dress so provocative when within out in the public, right? And these things are what makes us, I would say, this is part of the deal, right? That we're our expectations, and these women are saying, "Who can check me, boo? Who can check me, boo?" So you talk about free spirit, yeah? She's gonna free that coochie. She's gonna free her. She's going out. These young men are going out. These girls. This is why a lot of young men are not dating these young girls anymore, because if they get with them, these girls are going to all these little places, flirting with guys and showing off all their body. They don't respect women these days, particularly the young. At least the 55-year-old, yeah, she's a little weird, but she is still dressed reserved, right? She ain't going too much go out there on the other spectrum. But these young girls, they don't have any leash. They're just, we're going to be in a relationship, and I'm going to go out here and fuck with all these different dudes on the boats, and I'm trying to get the bag, I'm this and that. And the only way a young man will be able to contain, or at least try to have a chance with these women to get a little bit of leverage, he has to have a lot of money. That's one, right? And time. And not that I understand what you're talking about. Don't leave with your money, right? I'm talking about you have to have a lot of money so you can have the time to be, trying to, I would say, get this woman to adhere to your demands or your expectations. And we don't have the time that, because the average young dude is working, 40 some hours a day. He ain't got time to be chasing for a week, I would say. But he ain't got time to be, and these women, basically what I'm saying is, and let me land it right here. Back in the day, when you meet a woman, she already knew that you had to work, and she would already be in compliance when she likes you. You know what I mean? She would sit home and wait for you to come to work. Now, you meet a woman, right? You go to work, she's going to go out, and she's going to do girls trips, she's going to do all these things, and compromise, and most likely become damaged goods before you even get a chance to grow with her.
Okay, so you're saying like the younger dude, well, like back in the old days, there was at least an understanding, like right. Of like, okay, I got you. Yeah, so yeah, the younger dudes, there's like an unrealistic expectation from them to have the money from the jump. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, they're fucked. If that's the case. But all right, M3, we get back to the video.
They not in the best position.
Go ahead, Yellow. My bad.
But I would have. No, I was gonna say they not in the best position. I agree with Truth on that. But the reason I'm pushing back on and agreeing that with Jerk on her being the worst woman is because even them young chicks still got time to. They still got time to change, right? Time affects people differently. You know
Yeah,
what
their
I'm
body
saying?
count gonna be
She
around
55.
150, 300. Yeah, their body count gonna be 300, 400.
Man,
But then,
I'm gonna keep it a thou wow with you, true. At 38, I ain't worried about no chick body count because she grown. If she ain't put her ankles in the air enough to be prepared for what I'm trying to do, then she probably yeah. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like I'm gonna expect you to have did some old wild freaky, but that's what I'm saying. Early on, like I was just watching I was just watching one of the pop the balloons the other day, and the chick came on there and said that she was an adult film star, right? She was 38 years old. Now I'm thinking she been in it for a minute. Which, if you've been in it for about 10 years, I could look at you a little differently. But she only been doing it 2 years. So, like, you just started porn at 36? No.
Yeah, damn.
No, you shouldn't be making them type of decisions. Right. You shouldn't be making them type of decisions at a certain age. So now, while I do agree the young brothers, they got a minefield to work with out here with the younger chicks because their expectations is high. But I also can't be mad at them because you young. Shit's supposed to be chaotic when you young.
and this is the problem. And this is the
Wild
problem.
as shit. Yeah. It's supposed to be like that.
Problem because now, because of the climate that we're in with the believe all women, uplift the women, show reverence to the women, the goddesses, all this climate now, the women are seizing. When they turn 35, ain't no coming back down. They on their way back up. See the 55-year-old, she's struggling. She's 55 years old. And she can't even let go of her stupid ass expectations of, he's controlling, or he's I don't want nobody to be telling me what to do, or nobody trying to tell her what to do. Everybody, when you get with a relationship, right, she's struggling with the fact that she don't want to submit. She doesn't want to submit to, she wants him to pretty much just be a boy toy. Service this coochie, and I'll be back. It's like a mechanic shop, right? You drop the car off, right? Oil it up, you know what I'm saying? And boom. And then after that, so that is what it is right now. These women but they don't value men like they used to. They don't value us for the leadership. They don't value us for the I would say the manly things anymore. It's their way or the highway.
Yeah, I think the ones that's like coming up right now, they might be a little screwed, but I do think like these conversations and it seems like the young boys, they are like they maneuvering different too. Like you were saying earlier, Ruthless, as far as like getting the information. Cause like I be like seeing a lot of females complaining about like going to singles events and dudes ain't showing up. So I think that's gonna start having an impact where like when dudes start tapping out and stuff and maneuvering different, they're gonna be like, all right, man, we got to fix something.
Yeah, because
but I think it's gonna take some time though.
Men are not getting a return on their investment. That's bottom line. They're like, fuck it. What's the point of going and doing all this shit to get what? Compromised product?
Damn, my man said compromised product. But all right, M3, we jump back in the video though. M3 over there eating a walk.
Simple as that. She's not looking for a partner. She's looking for a secure bag while she still goes out and have her fun.
I made as such as well. I mean, again, dating an American guy, if he's here, typically he is retired. So he needs a hobby. I mean, I don't know why men at this point want us to be around them 24/7. So I definitely need somebody that has some type of hobby, that likes to be physical, that can spend time away from me for a while, Because again, I'm not a very clingy person. I like my own space. I like my own time. I have my own entrance. And yeah, you need to have your own. A lot of them, especially my age, they know here in Panama that they can date very, very young here. The women here, the Panamanian women here, will definitely entertain an American man at whatever age. You can be 90 and walking down the street with a beautiful Panamanian woman.
There it is. There it is. There's a contradiction. Here's an American man that's clingy, but this man can get pretty much any younger woman on the street. And she's the one that rejected this man? Make that shit make sense.
So trying to find an American guy here, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but unless you get
It's
them after
improbable,
they're
you
exhausted from everybody else here in Panama. I don't see that as being a potential situation.
Gentlemen, you heard that? After you have read it, boss,
You go ahead and stop the video now. We got
I
the,
can tell you,
because I do want to break that part down.
And
All my points for me. All my
You also need me to play like the short clip as well too.
Nah, we good on this video because after we break this down, man, we could go ahead and shut down. But yeah, she definitely contradicted herself on that point. You know, and Ruthless, man, it was probably about like 4 months ago, and man, I remember you said something that I had to give you some props because, man, after watching so many of these videos, it's almost like she just wants to be worshipped. You know, pedestalized. I think that's the issue, man.
Yeah. Yeah, she wants like I said, men's value. Women no longer value men the way they used to value them. What we made our bones at was to, be the leaders, the providers, all those things back in the day. And women, because they didn't have the access we had, right? So they're really using us. Motherfuckers just don't want to say it. Oh, but that was my wife. But it doesn't matter. Wife still use you, nigga. So, but now, because they have that access, they're basically, the value of men is very little to them. They just need you to, like she said, you don't want nobody clingy. You need to have hobbies. Meaning, you're only there for one reason, to cater to her ego and service that coochie. That is only thing she values in you. Your money, yeah, that's cool. If you wanna, and that's the catering to her, right? That's you need to make sure that you pay for the time still. She's not coming out the pocket too much. And that coochie. Them two things is all she really needs you for. Other than that, Negro, African American, or Panamanian, wherever you are, when I'm done with you, I need you to go find yourself. I need you to go, and do. That's what she's saying. She's like, and a lot of women feel the way she feels. A lot of women have the same thing. This is why they're divorcing at the rate they're divorcing. This is why they're walking away at the rate they're walking away, because they want men for different reasons than what traditionally women wanted men for.
Ruthless, let me ask you a question. So, because I agree with that, but are they lying up front?
No,
because they're not. Are they disclosing this to guys like, "Hey, man, this is all I really need. This is what I'm looking for."
No, they're not saying that. Well, let me say this. They're disclosing up front. But it's how you said. How women go in with the expectations. It's like mind readers. They want you to be a mind reader, right? And when they go dating you or get to know you, whatever it is, they expect their expectations. Like monogamy, right? Like these women expect you to date them to give it all your options. Before you even get into try to discern whether this is going to be the one, right? They want you to wipe out your whole slate right? Without even vetting them correctly, not even knowing that if y'all compatible or not. They want because they don't want competition. They want you to worship them. They want you to put them automatically on the pedestal while they sit there and decide whether they're going to keep you or not. So basically, the leverage, the controlling of the process, all these things, the women want that power, which makes you like a toy to them. I might keep you. I might not. It depends, right? So I think that disclosure up front thing is they want to isolate you and see how long your money is, right? Because some people can trick them. Some motherfuckers can trick you the first, 60 days, right? They want to see how long your money is. They want to see, so all that not leading with money is impossible. It's impossible because she's going to be observing the type of place you take her, right? All these things. Then go that the time we spend when y'all talk on the phone, do all those things. She's gathering information, and she's doing this by isolating you from all the women to see if you're I'd say capable of handling what she wants. And then once she does that, then she says, "Hey, look, this is why I don't know about clingy. This is that." She runs down to you before y'all go in. She's gonna run it down to you clear, like a contract. And if you find it a little tough, she's just gonna get rid of you.
Yeah, just the way she was talking, man. Like that's a chick that just, like you said, she got specific wants. Because typically, if a female like you, man, typically it's the guy that's like, man, I need some space. so yeah, for her to be talking like that, yeah, she gone. But Yella, let me ask Yella a question real quick. Yella, man, you think she need to go back to the States and get her a young guy then? Because it kind of sounds like that, don't it?
I think you got delayed.
Yeah, you on mute or something, Yella?
I think you got delayed.
One more time. No, one more time. My bad. What was it?
You good? No, I was just gonna say, man, you think she need to just go back to the States because she sound miserable over there and just get her a young guy? Because
bro, she talking about meeting an American over there in Panama. Like, why you ain't just take your goofy ass to Miami? You know what I'm saying? Go to Houston. KD just in Houston. You know what I'm saying? You want to go somewhere warm.
You know what I'm saying?
New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Fucking
she would have to compete with young girls.
Phoenix.
She would have to compete with the women though.
Yeah, she gonna have to compete with whatever, but she making it hard on herself. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna go where there ain't no competition, but you making it quadruple hard on yourself looking for an American in a foreign land. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she gives.
She gonna die alone.
No, she ain't gonna die alone.
Yes,
she ain't gonna die alone.
Yes, she is.
She gonna die with somebody around.
No,
she ain't ugly. So the supply of men ain't gonna stop. Like you said, like I said, I still pull up on her.
Yeah, but you gotta understand.
I might be close to where she wants.
You pull up, but she gotta pull you up. She gonna pull your plug though.
I mean, she gonna pull my plug.
Yeah, because you pulling up, she's trying to control she's the one doing the picking. She's the one controlling the access to her. She's controlling, right? So you pulling up with permission. Hey, can I? Yeah, you ain't coming up and just say, hey, I'm finna be your man, and this is what's gonna happen. And she just gave a whole speech about motherfucking being clingy and controlling.
Nah, but I don't think Yella gonna come in there like needing all that time and shit. He gonna know how to play that perfectly. Yella got game, man. Yella gonna be like, look,
I'm right in the middle. I'm the perfect blend of clingy and bitch, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want that
either.
They don't want that. They don't want you to have that kind of power. They want to have that power. See, Yella is a kind of guy, and I respect that because I like that. Well, Yella's the type of guy a woman would call toxic masculinity, right? If he comes in there talking about, okay, I'm not even trying to talk to you. Now he's running the show, and she feel type of way about that. That woman on that video, she needs to delegate exactly how that relationship will act. Yella come in and talk about, well, I'm fine, cool, shit. And listen, these women don't know what they want. Yella, let's just say Do you have something? You're like, yeah, I'm finna go. My boys out. We finna go up camping for a couple of weeks. She gonna think you cheating.
Nah,
Who you fucking up
at
there?
55, at 55 and I'm 38, I'm letting her run the show.
What?
Because it's her,
Okay.
it's her show.
Okay.
It's her. Well, she 55.
Okay.
All right, let's play it. Let's play it. I've never asked you how old you are, truth, but I know you're not 38. So let me just, you know what I'm saying? I know you're a little old. She 55.
I'll give you 50.
I'm not trying to get in the way of no 55-year-olds' plans for their damn life. You know what I'm saying? That's also where some niggas gotta understand where they stand too. Cause that's why I say he a goofy. The nigga she was dealing with a goofy in this situation too. Cause why are you trying to traditional values a 55-year-old woman who decided to pick up and move to Panama? Meaning that ain't what you was there for either. You wasn't there. Neither one of them was there for that. That's why it imploded. You didn't want no older woman from where you was from, your age, who was probably also black. Because he probably was black too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you went over there and got what you can get at motherfucking Davenport, Iowa. Maybe not Davenport, Iowa, but niggas been moving to Iowa a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have went to Columbus, Ohio and met her. So you also gotta understand the field we playing in, right? She ain't no bitch that ain't got her shit together. She in Panama, nigga, by herself. Like, you know what I'm saying? like I'm gonna get a lady the credit where credit due. I'm not finna come in and change shit because clearly she did enough to get to where she at. I'm not finna fuck that up. I'm gonna try to benefit from that. The thing is that I'm not going to be controllable. I'm going to give her the space to control everything that she wants to control. It don't necessarily have to be me though. You can't come in and try to change what you can't. I'm also hearing that too, and I can understand, which is why I know that she probably put it a certain type of way, but I know that it can also come across like that too, because that's the type of dudes that's out there. That's also the Panamanian culture. Right, so dude was probably on trying to tell her where to be and all this, and tell her how to dress, and he's probably pulling the ruthless on her, right? Trying to like keep the thumbs on the situation. I ain't got time for that shit. I've learned from these old niggas mistakes. I'm not about to do that no more. I'm not about to do that no more.
Shout out to Yella. Yella said he wise. He said he ain't about to. Them three, man. You think you a bag shorty?
I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, like, no, because she's not my type. But she looks good, though. But I don't know. Maybe if she was like, you know, like a different type of breed, then probably so.
Yeah, this is wild, though, man. It is funny, man. It sounds like she'll go to China next and be trying to find an American over there.
So
yeah, so she need to go back to the States.
The black meat in China is what you think they are. Like, what the hell did you expect?
Yeah, but
what are you about to say, Ruthless?
It'll be much harder, but I do agree with you guys on this. Going over there looking for an American guy, if you do see an American guy over there, obviously he's looking probably for something opposite of American woman, right? So she's putting herself in a losing proposition in that aspect. Yeah, she does need to come back to the States. In my opinion, there are dudes that will submit to her, but this is what makes me think she's very complicated, right? I think what she wants is unrealistic, and I believe she's very delusional, especially at 55, right? Very delusional, and I just don't think she's coming back to the States because she's not looking for a guy like, how you say it? She wants a guy to not be clingy and not be controlling, but she wants monogamy and she wants full submission from the guy, right? So what she basically looking for is somebody like a cat, right? She wants somebody to just pet and all right, now go about your way and come back home, right? So I don't know. So basically, she's not trying to reciprocate anything to you, period. So if you come home wanting too much affection, your ass is out of there. You want to go on vacation and do things with a couple, your ass is out of there. Right? She doesn't want to reciprocate that. That's why she's over there, because she's looking to find an American guy, hopefully, that can, because I guess the Panamanian guys, they're clingy, you know, and so the American guy she's gonna stay over there till hopefully she can find one. So you got some man nigga that's 300 pounds and ugly. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, I think what Yella pitched, man, like I think that's where she needs to go for it. Like she needs to change, and then if she gets like what Yella's like, hey man, I'm not trying to change nobody. She needs to find somebody that got his mindset. And she got to fall back a little bit.
But that's not good enough, because now she's thinking he out cheating. What you mean? You don't, it's her ego. You need to cater to her ego. You need to let her make it like it's her idea.
Oh yeah, nah, she definitely delusional right now, but she got about a good 5 years before she fall off. Like that drop to 60. That's something ferocious. So yeah, her time feel like, hopefully she on YouTube and shit. She need to look at some of these lives with people breaking her down and be like, yeah, you know what? Let me change my ways, because that's a hell of a drop. You know what I'm saying?
Bottom line is, from my observation, the rate the women are leaving these marriages and the type of guys they're leaving, right? They're not only leaving the poor, they're leaving the rich too. They're leaving the guys who are upstanding and the guys who are unupstanding. So I'm thinking they want absolute power, some shit. I'm thinking they're looking for niggas they can run to the ground, and everything needs to be their idea. You can't be a free thinker when you're dealing with them. See, like Yella is not going to work. He because Yella has his own ideas. Oh, yeah, baby. Well, won't you go do so? Oh yeah, me and my friend. Hold on. Now you like you've been planning shit. No, right? They don't want that. He's getting a little toxic, right? They need somebody like a teddy bear, like they could just flow around, go over there. Where do you want me to go? Well, won't you go play golf? Okay, I'm gonna go play golf, baby. And here's my GPS. Go ahead and put the location on. I'm telling you.
So you said Yella got too many boundaries and shit. Yella gonna be and they're gonna call the cops on Yella, be like he was verbally abusive.
No, they think Yella's out there dealing with all the women because Yella's too ready to go away, right? Too ready to.
Oh, okay, I see what
I'm not clingy. Oh yeah, I'm not clingy. Now they feel threatened now. Okay, what do you mean he ain't too clingy? He got a side piece. What's going on? Like right now they're gonna get insecure, right? Now that's why Yella got to go, right? So I'm saying, right, and I'm just saying, even though Yella's the perfect guy, he's not. He might be dedicated to that woman. He just might agree with her on that. Yeah, I didn't do my own thing. I don't like being under you all day, right? But if he presents that, she then gets suspicious. Like her insecurity is like, wait, this nigga, he got a side piece. He is he flying bitches out? Well, I mean, like all these things, and Yella mean none of that shit, right? And now they're in an argument. They're in an argument for fucking 2 hours about him just want to do him.
Salute, Von Eric.
So yeah, I'm telling you, it's very complicated dealing with these women, especially that woman, that 55 year. She is the biggest red flag, in my opinion, for at that age. I wouldn't even entertain her. I walk right her like she didn't exist. Damn. I walk by her like she doesn't even exist on this earth.
But all right, M3, man. I think we can close out right there, man. Shout out to Yella and Ruthless for pulling up, man, giving them perspectives, man.
Yeah, shout out to you guys, man.
Yella, you be doing lives on your channel, man. I be catching the WWE stuff you be dropping, man.
Yeah. So I got that. I got shooting from the script. That's mainly where I do my wrestling. But when we talking this shit, we over on critically drinking.
Oh, okay, I ain't got the channel on that. So man, Can you
I mean,
drop the
yeah,
link in the back, man? Because I'll definitely pull up, man, when y'all do y'all stuff over there. So I definitely like your perspective, man. You definitely drop that in the back.
Yeah, and then I'll post it.
Appreciate it, bro.
Live chat. Got people watching. Okay.
You said critically drinking.
Yep. Let me see.
Dr. Quantum, what up?
Put it in the back chat now.
Good to see you, sis.
All right, appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna subscribe right now.
I clicked on for here. Yeah, I'm better than I am. It's cool.
All right.
Nah, shout out to
All right,
everybody. All right, fellas. Appreciate
All right, man. Take it easy, Yella.
All right. Peace out, you guys. All right. Thank you, Yella. All right. So everybody go ahead and click the link, critically drinking. Make sure you guys
yeah, I like that name, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Shout out to Yella and Arshawn as well, man. So salute. And Quantum, definitely liking the avatar, man. Like, you looking fly, sis.
Yeah, what's up, Dr. Quantum?
Yeah.
She be showing everybody support, man. So we definitely need to big her up, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. So man, this was definitely a good stream, man.
Oh yeah, no, I like everybody's, man. I be loving the perspectives and stuff. And man, I do think everybody eventually, I was like, man, I think people need to travel. Cause it does humble you, man. Like I seen some things, I think back in the day when I was younger, man, I had some entitlement, but when you go and you see how people live and stuff, does kind of give you appreciation. And man, and just even you could take like how people maneuver the discipline and all that. So man, I do think like men and women both need to go see like other cultures and see how people operate, man. Cause I think it kind of will wake you up to a certain degree, and you'll just have an appreciation for like the people, in the States and stuff. So, because I think sometimes we do got a lot of entitlement. I think 100 was saying, man, American entitlement is just high as hell, man. So we just, we be thinking everything is bad over here, but when you go over other places and they ain't trying to accommodate you, and you kind of get that reality check, it does humble you. So I think it's a good experience.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure, man. And and honestly, man, like it kind of brings like some type of broad to light where it's like, okay, like not everything is gonna be like equally the same. You're not gonna get the same experience as maybe a man will get. Versus like if you have an expectation and thinking that you're gonna get the experience like what a woman would have, then your premise is absolutely like delusional. Everybody, especially based off of how they carry themselves, how they look, the gender, everything, they're gonna be treated like in a certain type of way. So when going out to these type of countries, if you're used to like the American culture and you want some guy like to like shower you with flowers and all that, it's probably best not to go into like these like go underprivileged like type of countries, because you're gonna get far less than what you're getting from the United States. You can't complain about it. You gotta do your research.
Yeah,
Whereas,
that's a good point.
Yeah. Whereas like if you already did your due diligence and you already know like, okay, these are the pros and cons, I could leverage whatever I have that's little and stretch it out, then I'm like, okay, I'll be like in a good foot.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, definitely good live, man. I do like we're gonna have to get up with King Dreams again so he can break some stuff down, man, because I know he's real knowledgeable on a lot of stuff. Because like talking to some of them guys, it did open my eyes. Because man, a lot of military dudes, like a lot of dudes I was like in the military with, man, they all live overseas and stuff. Because the cost of living and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely good from that perspective. Because shoot, when I retire, I might be heading over there too, man. If it keep getting so steep over here.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So, all right, but yeah, man. So I guess we continue on that, and next time when we have something like this, I'll definitely make sure I keep Kings and Dreams in mind. So
yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it, man, until we started and stuff. But yeah, we definitely should have reached out. But we'll definitely do some more of these lives and stuff. But man, we gotta get back with Ruthless, man, so we can break down that Diddy stuff. We gotta find some videos on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta try to find his Instagram, but yeah, I mean, I forgot all about that, man. That would have been kind of like a good time before he had
Yeah,
left.
we might do that on Tuesday or something. But
Oh yeah. But all right, guys, man.
all right,
You guys
y'all.
have a good, wonderful Sunday. Can't believe it's Sunday already, man. So
Oh man, these weekends be going by quick.
yeah, if you guys skip church service just to be here watching with us, hey, hallelujah to you guys, man, and I don't know, praise God. But anyways, see you guys, man, next time, and we'll definitely out.
All right, peace, y'all.